Hello and welcome to my first proper video as such. What I want to speak about today is basically 5 things you should 100% know before you start your fitness journey. So one of the biggest things is that people go in quite blind. Things like expectations, people basically go in and think, oh, if I train for a month, eat the same and just stay on the treadmill for 45 minutes at a time, I'll lose weight and be really fit and get a nice bum and get really big arms or whatever. It's not that easy. If it was, I'd have really big arms, I'd have a really nice bum, and things would all be great. But sadly, that's not how it works. So the first thing I want to talk about is basically consistency, okay? So being consistent in your training, not training, 3 times in a row and then feeling really burnt out and then not training again for 2 weeks. Or another thing which a lot of people do is inconsistency in their diet. So they'll be really good for like 3 days and be like, oh, I deserve a treat, and then they'll be really rubbish for a day or two, and your body can't adapt to that new diet that you're trying out. So you have to have something that you can actually maintain for a long time as well. So another thing would be like unrealistic diets, so diets that involve dropping your calories by over 1,000, just like that. You could be on maybe over 2,000 calories a day, and then you're trying to eat like 1,000 calories a day and not getting your proper nutrients, not getting enough carbs, and you can't train because you haven't got enough energy, etc. Right? So that's obviously something that's really important, and know that before you start training. So number 2 is diet. Obviously I touched on that in consistency. They kind of relate together, but diet, obviously, for example, if you want to put on weight or put on size, so someone like me that's maybe a little bit thinner, obviously I don't want to lose weight, right? I want to put on muscle, not too much fat, and to do that you need to eat the correct foods. You can't just train, especially bodybuilders. You can arguably gain a bit of strength without a really good diet, but in the sense of putting on muscle mass and looking good, and for women as well, definitely, if they want to sort of increase a bit of muscle mass, look more defined, etc., you need a good diet to do that. So you have to do your own research, or obviously find a PT. I'm not a nutrition specialist, but I can help people with things like macronutrients, etc. Also, if you're looking for someone in Evesham, there's Zane Ward PT, who's really, really good in Evesham. Obviously, I'm not in Evesham anymore, so I can't really help you there, okay? So diet, really important. Work that out before you start your training. Don't start training and then think, oh, I haven't still got my diet yet. It could be completely wrong, right? So get on that. The next one is programming and exercise choice. So obviously programming, I mean what you do in the gym. So if you go into the gym without a program, you might find you'll go in for an hour and a half, but only actually train for about 40 minutes, because the rest of the time you're thinking, what do I do? Resting for too long, things like that. And you're just wasting time. But if you have a program in front of you that a trainer has made specifically for you as well, what you'll do, you'll go in with, if it's written down to a piece of paper or on your phone, that's obviously the easiest way. And you then be like, right, so it's this machine for this many sets, this many reps, this much rest, this weight, even like the seat adjustments, things like that, whatever, if that's what you need it designed for you. And that makes your session much more efficient. And for example, if you don't actually have that much time, you can explain that to your trainer or find a program that works for you. And you can say, well, I only actually have 45 minutes to train. So all that means is the trainer will then put, right, you've got to be from one machine to the other, maybe a few more things like supersets just to sort of take down the rest time. Things like that will basically help you get in the volume that you need to hit your goals quicker. Or if you want to lose weight, obviously, again, they can change the intensities so that you can do the session in 45 minutes instead of over an hour, and that's really important. And then exercise choices, obviously, knowing what you want. So if you want to build a certain body part, you need to know what exercises to do to hit that specific body part. So again, that's all something you'll learn in programming with a trainer, and they're really important again. Expectation, really, really important. So knowing what's going to happen over the period of your training. So knowing that it's not going to take a month, right? Knowing that it takes a while, especially if you're coming into it and you're a guy like me weighing 70 odd kilos, not that much muscle on me, to be honest. It's not really what I do. But if I then wanted to get real big, put on 20 kilos of pure muscle, go to a trainer and being like, yeah, I want to do it in 6 months, the trainer's obviously going to say, that's not going to happen, right? It's going to take years. It's going to take serious dedication. It's going to take 6 days a week in the gym, maybe even twice a day some days. Serious diet, right? And so it's not easy, right? Fitness journeys really aren't easy, whether you're losing weight, gaining muscle, whatever you're doing, it takes time. So if you're a new year, new me kind of person and you want to change your life this year, just know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to take a month. It's going to take a long time. It might not even take the year that you want to be this special year for you. It might take a few years. It all depends where you are, whether you've actually got a background in training. That can make a difference as well. So if you used to be quite fit or used to do some sport and you've been off it for a few years and realised that you've gained weight and you want to go back to that, that could actually be sometimes easier than having no fitness background and suddenly being like, I want to lose loads of weight, right? So the expectation is really important, knowing that, you know, it's going to take time so you don't disappoint yourself. That's really important. And lastly, probably one that people don't think about enough, right? And this is obviously for me the most important one, right? Enjoyment. If you're not enjoying your time in the gym, you won't want to be there. And when you do get there, you won't want to work hard because you're not enjoying what you're doing. So by enjoyment, I mean people that go to the gym and just spend like half an hour on the bike, half an hour on the treadmill, half an hour on the cross trainer. It's just dull, right? Imagine doing that 3, 4, 5 times a week. You couldn't. So that's often why people end up only going twice a week, because they actually just get bored of doing what they're doing. But knowing what to do going in, doing more fun stuff, things like functional training, HIIT training, things like that. You can even, if you really enjoy the treadmill, you can go on the treadmill, just do different kinds of movements. So do like interval training, things like that, make it more fun. That then means that you'll actually be able to train for longer because you'll be like, oh, I'm actually really looking forward to the gym later. And me with weightlifting, that's kind of what changed it for me. For a while, I was basically trying to just train for size, but I didn't actually enjoy that. And then when I found weightlifting, which was something I actually turned out to be all right at, that's now what I enjoy coaching. This is what I enjoy doing, and I love it. So after I found that enjoyment, training 5 times a week is now easy for me because it's just what I love to do. And when I'm not training, I want to train. So finding that for you, that might not be weightlifting. That could be something completely different. Weightlifting I'll get onto in a different video. Don't try and do it yourself. Don't try and do a clean and jerk. Don't try and do a snatch. Find a trainer. If you're looking for an Olympic weightlifting coach in Evesham, so this is for my Evesham people, Zane Ward PT, probably the only Olympic weightlifting coach actually in Evesham currently. I'll leave a link to his Instagram and Facebook down below this video. He doesn't do that much. He's a bit of a nightmare on social media, but he's a seriously good coach, taught me a lot of what I know. So if that's what you want to do, explore that. It's really, really bloody good and addictive. So give it a go. So those are my 5 things that you need to know before you start the gym. You need to know these things because otherwise you will get disappointed. You won't hit your goals and it won't be a good fitness journey for you. So please take these things in mind. If you'd like more help on specific things, please message me on YouTube or check my socials, Instagram and Facebook. I'll leave the links down below. Mark Molly Lifting on Instagram, check me out. Give me a message and I'll do what I can to help you on your fitness journey. Again, if you're from London, I can help you out a lot more. If you're from Evesham, I can point you in the right direction, you know. So if you enjoyed the video, if it helped you, if it maybe opened your eyes to a few things you maybe didn't realise you had to know before starting the gym, like the video, subscribe for more videos, and just leave some comments, show me some love. More ideas for videos would be great as well. God bless.